You guys, it's already my second trimester recap. I've clearly filmed so much. I promised and then I failed. Life gets so busy for me. It's so hard, truly, prioritizing these videos, and I hate it because this is so fun to me, but when I have to focus on work and my shop, it just is what it is. But we're here. We are recapping what my second trimester was like. I am 28 weeks and 4 days. I turned 29 weeks on Thursday. Today's Tuesday. So let's just go back through what my second trimester looked like. I took notes occasionally. A lot of it was kind of missed, so hopefully I can recall if it's not on my notes. But my pregnancy brain started around week 19. Actually, let's backtrack. Okay, so in my first trimester recap, I talked about how I was a little bit sick towards the end. About 2 weeks of it, I was also struggling with the C word, and I just was nauseous, not really feeling too great, but it really wasn't that bad. Well, I woke up on week 13 just feeling like $1,000,000, wasn't nauseous, everything was truly amazing from that point forward, and it has been. My gag reflex continued up until like Christmas Eve was the last morning that I threw up, and it's now February 20th, 22nd, so I've made it 2 months without throwing up, which has been awesome. But the only throwing up that I had during this pregnancy was really when I was brushing my teeth, which I touched on. And from like week 18 till, I want to say weeks 18 was like the start of December. And then through the rest of December, it only happened like 2 or 3 times. So it really wasn't even frequent. But yeah, I can remember that Christmas Eve was the last time it happened, so that was great. But all other nausea and just illness that I had felt prior to 13 weeks literally subsided the morning that I woke up that Thursday. So I have in here, and it's a little bit out of order because I kind of kept going back and forth, but my pregnancy brain started around week 19. I grabbed a plate to warm up leftovers and put the plate and the food in the microwave and then searched the kitchen for the plate. I could not find my plate. Well, I just put it in the microwave, Darby. Jeez. And then I went to the post office and addressed some packages, and even though I told myself which one was which and it was so obvious based on the size and the shape because of what was inside the boxes, I still addressed them backwards. And I had to stop the guy before he took them and put them in the bin and restart and repay, and it was a nightmare. I started to get, well, my pregnancy brain has not eased up. I accidentally microwaved like a medal the other day. It was a little packet of honey, put that in the microwave, sparks, it was bad. Went the wrong way on a one-way. I'm really dangerous. I should not be out in society. Obviously I'm a danger, but words have been hard, sentences have been hard for me to form, which is not good when I'm in a meeting with some clients and I'm like, yeah, so about this, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It sucks, but that's okay. I started to get more regular heartburn. I actually feel like this was just within the last 6 weeks. I guess I've never really been one to have heartburn, and so I was trying to explain it to Leo, and he's like, it sounds more like acid reflux, but I think that is the feeling of heartburn. It just lingers in my throat a lot of the times, is like right at bedtime, or even if I wake up and roll over in the middle of the night, then I get bad heartburn again, and I have to just prop myself up. Most nights I'm sitting a little bit elevated just to prevent it. But yeah, laying flat is the #1 reason it happens, and I can tell it's after I eat like more sweets or if I have dessert at night, which is common for me. That's when it'll happen. I don't know if I mentioned this in my first trimester about like the digestive system just not working properly, but I put in here that it became more regular again, so that's good. However, I'm gonna go back on that and say the last month we're going back to that irregular period of just like, when's it gonna happen? And I'm eating well, like I'm eating better than I normally do. We're dinner planning now, and I don't know, it's just the way the body's working. Okay, at 18 weeks, so this was when I was on my honeymoon, and I was really hoping that I would feel the baby kick when I was on the honeymoon. I'm like, it's just a tranquil place, we'll be at the beach, it would be so amazing to be able to feel her kick. Well, I started to feel flutters, and I was super excited about that, but I definitely still wasn't sure if it was her. It was so minor, and almost just felt kind of like stomach gas, I guess, whatever you want to say. But then 3 weeks later, it was literally December 23rd, I was sitting on the couch, and for about 5 minutes I kept feeling like this thud, and it wasn't consistent, but it was there, and it was strong enough to be able to feel it. And I kind of focused on it for 5 minutes. I was on my phone, and then I'm like, I just need to tell Leo. So I'm like, Leo, I don't want to like change the blood pressure and get excited because I don't want to affect the movement, but calmly give me your hand. I put it on my stomach, and instantly baby kicked his hand, and we were just like, that's for sure her. I started crying. It was so cool. I mean, it was a week late. No, my honey, it was like 3 weeks after my honeymoon, so I felt the flutters at like 18 weeks, and then I was like 21 weeks roughly when I felt her like actually kick. And now she does not stop. It's amazing. The other night, it was the craziest, coolest feeling. I wish I could have stayed up all night feeling it, because I could just feel her limbs rubbing up against my hand when I'd place my hand on my stomach. The baby kicks are my favorite part. The flutters, those made me sick. I really didn't like it, but the baby kicks, I love it. I absolutely love it. So then I went to an appointment at 18 weeks. This was right after my honeymoon. This appointment was only like 5 minutes long. They took my belly measurements, found the heartbeat, and that was it. No ultrasound at that one. It was just quick in and out. So then after that kind of happened, I didn't know if maybe an OB was the way I should go, or a midwife. My plan is to go unmedicated for this birth. Fingers crossed, prayers are being sent up that that's the way it works out. Obviously things could change, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Hey Gus, come here. But I did make the decision to switch to a midwife, and where I live, it's truthfully not very common that your provider is going to be the one delivering your baby, so it's still hit or miss if she'll be the one in the delivery room. However, she's going to be my main caregiver throughout the rest of my pregnancy. I've met with her twice now. My first appointment with her, I think, was a full hour, and I just asked a million questions that I had come up with myself, and then a mix of like, I googled what question should I ask my OB or midwife, and then that provided me a lot of results to prepare myself for. So I asked her all those questions. It was great. And then I did end up having, I've had 2 more ultrasounds. So because I had, you know, the thing, they don't know how that affects pregnancy, and so they do want to track the baby's growth a little bit more than they would. So I think usually you would have like maybe 3 ultrasounds in your pregnancy. I had one at 13 weeks because I had one at 9 weeks. Gus, I had one at 9 weeks, and then I went to one in Nashville when I was 15 weeks. So that one doesn't really count, but it counts. And then I've had my anatomy scan, and that was at like 21, 22 weeks. We were a little bit behind schedule. And then I had one more on my last appointment, and I was 26 weeks, I want to say. And I have another one at 32 weeks, so in March. And then another one at 36 weeks in April. So I have a lot of them lined up, which is exciting for me. I know some people don't really like ultrasounds. To me, I'm not really concerned about that. So yeah, I'm excited. The last one, we didn't get to see her face. She was passed out. I didn't eat breakfast, and so she had no sugar to get her going. So this next one, I will make sure I have breakfast to get her moving so we can see her face. So my lower back started to ache really, really badly. I've been seeing a chiropractor, and then Leo also got me a prenatal massage for Christmas, and they're really nice. I love the chiropractor. I know she's been able to readjust my pelvis. It's literally witchcraft, I swear. She'll like press on my pelvis. I've had no pelvic pain, but then she'll press on it and it's like, okay, yeah, ow, that hurts, and then she uses her magic tools and pops it back in or whatever happens, and then the pain is just like gone. I don't know, but I love that I know my pelvis is always staying adjusted and where it needs to be, and I think that's really going to contribute to an awesome labor down in the future. And we're not really able to fully get my back into place because it's so low and she can't put pressure on me. So that's been a struggle. That's like the biggest complaint that I have, is just that my back is constantly hurting. I used to not like baths. I was an anti-bath. Ew, they're gross. I can't do it. Not even like necessarily that I didn't think people who took baths were gross by any means, but it was just like the texture of the tub I couldn't do. Well, I have been a bath addict. I take one almost every single night. It is the one place that I can find relief for my back. And so I just lay a towel at the bottom of the bath, like a little hand towel, and so I don't have to touch the bath. And it's really nice. I love it. It's my favorite part of the day, and that has been like a newfound joy in my life. Now I'm begging Leo to let me get a bigger tub. We'll see if that happens. The prenatal massage that I had though was amazing. So Leo booked it. He just kind of found someone in town, went for it, and she had this nice heating pad on, so it was on like really low. She knew it was prenatal massage, obviously, so the heating pad was on really low, and then the lotion or oil or whatever she was using, she also had in a bottle warmer, and so it was just like so warm on the skin. I called Leo when I was done. I'm like, this place was magical. I loved it. It was so warm and just calming and relaxing. So for Christmas, Leo got me the heating pad and the bottle warmer for like the lotion. And let me tell you, the heating pad I don't use all of the time. You can have it on a low setting on your back, not on your stomach, for like 20 minutes at a time. So usually I just turn it on, warm up, read my book or watch a YouTube video, then I turn it off and go to bed. It's perfect. And then the bottle warmer I turn on before my baths or showers or whatever, and it has my stretch mark lotion in it. So nice. It makes me not hate putting on lotion anymore. I used to hate putting on lotion after the shower because it was freezing cold, and I hate being cold. And this, I don't even know, probably found it on Amazon, but you should get one. It's amazing. When we went on our honeymoon, I still had like no belly. I'm gonna insert pictures of things. I thought I had a belly on my honeymoon. I think that was just because I was eating a ton of food. It's so awesome. I didn't really take any like same angle, same outfit, same shot of my belly to see its overall growth, but I've taken random ones here and there. I wish I would have been better about it, maybe next pregnancy, I don't know. But it's so funny to be able to see the progression, because back in December, I thought that my stomach was just like, oh my gosh, it's here, look, I'm finally showing. And then I look at it now and I'm like, that is so funny, because now I'm definitely showing, even though I still feel like I'm really not. But I wear baggy clothes all the time, so like no one can tell that I'm pregnant. But I for sure have a belly now. But when we went on our honeymoon, traveling was super easy because I like did not have a belly. I was feeling really good. I wasn't tired. Everything was literally perfect. We went to Nashville in January to visit my sister, and that trip was a little bit more rough. Not even like the plane ride or anything, but walking around so much. I like ended up like my ligament in my left leg really hurt, so it's hard to walk one of the days, and I was just kind of getting worn down then. But now I feel great. It was just, I think, a lot for one weekend. But overall, I've been feeling really good. At 22 weeks is when we had our anatomy scan. So we did the early gender test through Sneak Peek. You probably saw that video. Found out it was a girl. The ultrasound I had in Nashville said it was a girl, and then our anatomy scan confirmed that it was a girl. The anatomy scan went really well. Leo asked the tech, you know, does everything look good? And she said, yeah, everything looks good. He said, okay, does anything not look good? And she's like, okay, since you asked, I'm not gonna lie. Usually people don't ask the reverse question. But she did have one marker on her heart that could be a sign for like a chromosome issue. So we had our follow-up anatomy scan. That's why we had one at 26 weeks, and it was still there, but the tech told us that those usually don't self-resolve until 32 weeks. So when we go back in March, it should all be clear, and we're really not worried at all because everything else looked perfect. And they said they see this a lot where it's just kind of like the technology. We can see so much more in our ultrasounds than we used to be able to. And so I honestly haven't even thought about it. I kind of forgot that that's why we had our last ultrasound as well, but we're also combining that with just tracking her growth because I was sick. One of the biggest things, I have been hungry like every 2 hours, which is hard for me because I'm not a food person. I might have touched on that in my first trimester thing, but I pretty much get hungry very quickly and kind of feel like I'm a dump truck, because usually I could eat like 1-2 meals a day and be set, and now I feel like I could eat 5 and still be hungry. I had my glucose test at 26 weeks. I did the lime drink. That's what the phlebotomist recommended, and you're supposed to have 5 minutes to drink the drink, right? So we're sitting in the lobby, and my friend ended up having an appointment that day too, so we're both just hanging out in the lobby, and they call me back to go drink the drink, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll see you later, probably will like miss you, you'll get called back while I'm back there. No, I go back into the phlebotomist room, and she's like, I should have pulled you back sooner, we're running out of time, chug chug chug. So I had to chug this drink in like literally 20 seconds, and it wasn't bad to me. I like sweets. The only thing was that since it's not carbonated, it was super thick, and so the sweetness just like clung to the back of your throat. But you're allowed to have water afterwards. I didn't think you could, so that was nice. They gave me a cup of water, and then I went to my midwife. Then I went over to my midwife's room for the appointment, and then I went back into the lobby for about 20 minutes to consume the rest of the hour, and then she pulled me back, drew my blood. I was a champ. I didn't freak out at all. I hate needles, but you know what? I'm getting better at it. I am. I'm proud of myself. And I never heard from them, so I think I passed my test, so that's good. So far, I have no stretch marks. I use the Palmer's belly lotion things, and I know stretch marks are genetic, and I saw that they're like age associated too. The younger you are, you might get stretch marks. The older you are, you might not. I don't really know. I think you can get stretch marks outside of genetics as well, but right now I have none. And what I do is I put on like the lotion first, and then I do the cream. I'm sure the cream and the lotion are the exact same thing, just in different consistencies, but I do both. Then there's an oil that I put on, and then there's a body butter. So 4 of the same branded items, probably all the same thing, just formulated differently. But that's kind of like my, anytime I shower, that's my routine. So some nights I just take a bath, I'll just put the lotion on, and then if I don't shower at all that night, then I usually don't put lotion on. I do have that brown line, I forget what it's called, but I've always had that, and it's kind of always been prominent in my eyes, but now it approaches like above my belly button, and it's a little bit darker than normal, and then around my belly button looks bruised because it's just kind of like stretching, so it's kind of like a dark bluish color. But that's kind of it as far as like body changes goes. My chest really has not changed. I'm like, maybe they'll get bigger, maybe they won't, but they haven't yet. My belly hair seems to have subsided. I did shave my belly once because it was just so long and I didn't like it. So if I touched on that in my first trimester thing, I just said that I had like super ridiculous belly hair, and I think that's subsided. What else has been going on? I think that's kind of it. Like I said, there will be pictures that have been inserted, and I'll put dates on those as well with how many weeks I was. And yeah, we have literally like nothing done for the baby. I guess I'll show you my bump really quick before I head out to work. Okay, so that's my belly. See, like when I look at it on camera, I'm like, that doesn't even look big. But you can see the line kind of starts here, goes all the way down, and then it's darker around my belly button. Super tight. I do not know how I'm gonna fit her in here much longer. My baby shower is in a month, and I'll be 32 weeks at that. But I wanted to have it a little bit earlier because, I don't know, for some reason I feel like she might come early. She probably won't, but that's just like my gut feeling. We have literally nothing done on her nursery. I ordered the crib. I got the $1 Million Baby gold crib. Obviously, I'll show you guys when it comes in. We have, this is our current setup. This is in our living room. We have a small house, so we don't really have a proper nursery. It'll be a half nursery, half office. But I have all of these clothes that I need to hang up. So when the hangers come in this week, we will do that. They come in tomorrow, I think. So I'm gonna hang all of these up, and then my drawers for right now. A lot of this was hand-me-downs. Actually, no. A lot of this stuff I bought, but a lot in the drawers is hand-me-downs. Like all of these socks. This was a gift. Okay, lots of this was hand-me-downs. My friend has had 3 girls, and she gave me so much of the stuff. So lots of onesies, lots of pants. I think for pants, all I had was like these 4. And so after I got these hand-me-downs from my friend, it filled the drawer, which was amazing. And then diapers, some bows. This isn't organized how I'm gonna organize it. I'll take you along with me when I do that. Pajamas, but I've just kind of been trying to find a place. And then this one's pretty much empty for now. And then we got these little baby shoes from my friend as well. I wasn't gonna buy baby shoes, but since she had them, I thought, why not? My parents have a cattle ranch, so of course we had to keep the boots. This little guy, we got at her anatomy scan. That's her heartbeat. So cute. What else? Let me just show you this cute outfit if I haven't showed you guys it yet. How adorable. So cute. And then Walmart, I know this is buttons and we're anti-buttons in this house, but I had to get it because it was Winnie the Pooh, and that's what we're doing for her nursery. And can you hear my cats fighting in the background? And this, and one more, this. So cute. Gender neutral, love it. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm always winded now. That's the other thing. I think my resting heart rate is at the point where it's like I've been running a mile and I'm always out of breath. But I think that's all for my second trimester recap. Pregnancy has treated me well. I love being pregnant. I'm gonna miss my bump and my kicks when she's born. But I'm gonna wrap it up and I'll talk to you guys when I do the next video. See ya.